Hi guys, welcome to tonight's race. We're going to be in Valencia. Firstly, we're going to look at the standings though after an amazing race won in all four splits. So in our Super Pro split, we have Michael Thomas, who got first place last race with an amazing pole position, fastest lap and race win. What can he do this evening for the 90 minutes around Valencia? He's on 55 points. Just behind him is Matthew Gamble, who finished in P2, with Dino Piccioni in P3, Jack Holden in P4, Chris Foyning in P5, Dominic Geese in P6. Our current champion, John Dudley, then is in P7. Then we've got Jan Hansel in P8, with Darius Schmalski in P9 and Tom Solis rounding out the top 10. Behind him we've got Giuseppe Castellano in P11 with Chris Tedder in P12, Simon Kowaleski in P13 with Jason Pooley in P14. Jason does have to pull out though, unfortunately, I know, due to kind of having to juggle a few days around, but he may be back in the future. Of course, he races in our Sunday League. Luca Mari is in P15 then with Anton Fleury, who's yet to have a race start yet, as well as Cameron Hunt. Michael Syme is making his debut tonight. Gary Smith, I'm pretty sure, might be making his debut tonight as well. Dario Sogorago may show up as well. These guys haven't raced now in the lower half. And Emirates and Marco Lowry in the pro split. We're going to jump on though to the pro-am split next. So this here was very, very close as well. So Maurice Bouton is in first position there. He won in Pro-Am with Glenn Smith, an amazing P2 for him. Jay Broker in P3. Then we have Altor Galbiarto Spain in P4. Lewis Robson's in P5. With Matthew Feltham in P6. Jason Wilson's in P7. Tim Smean is return to sim racing is in P8. With Tori Miller in P9 and Roy Blues rounding out the top 10 in the Pro-Am. Then down further from that, we have Mark Conway in P11 with Andre Batic, who is in P12, with Craig Hewlett, who's in P13. And then the people who haven't got to race as of yet is Omar Kajav, Connor Jolashki, I'm going to ruin these names, Euro Simic, Adam Anderson, Edu Copes, Rue Castro, Joe Plaster, Britt Batiste, who I know is racing tonight, and then Adrian Hanswick. So they're yet to make their debuts. And then jumping over, there was some great racing last week, and thanks to Ricky DC, who covered the silver and arm split. There was some phenomenal racing. So let's have a look at the standings in the silver side of things firstly. So Dave Thompson took the race win there for them and took the championship lead from Florian Habbat, who's in P2. Gabor Kerrick, who's in P3. Nathan Warren's up in P4. Joe Fidegragio, I'm not going to get that wrong. So Joe, you are in P5. Dara Walsh is in P6 in his Bentley. It's great to see a few of the older cars up there, Bentley in P4 as well, with Nathan Warren. That's the joys of the BOP as well that we run, thanks to LFM. Yanis Narek is in P7. Declan Griffith Black is in P8. Carrie Matti Nayakin is in P9 with Liam Smith in P10. Then yet to race is Mark Healy, Guy Perez, Richard Infinity, Rafael Duarte, Aaron Holloway, who's definitely racing tonight, Jaraz Agusteo Jr., then Di Luca and Serini are yet to start also. And then we go over to AMS last but not least. And this is where there was an awful lot of action as well. So in first position, Angelo Orlando is for M4R in P1 with Pedro Barata in P2. Elliot Levine is in P3 with Stephen Wilson in P4. Nuno Marquez in P5. Aaron Sparks is in P6. Robert Migalio is in P7. Andrew Polycott in P8. Chris Polycott in P9. And Stefano Riardart in P10, rounding that out. Then in P11 we have Alessandro Garamani. Then we have Adam Friday in P12. Finley Gamble, Matty Gamble's I think cousin, is in P13. Then yet to start on this side is Skoya Fakur. Then we have Egemen Ahan, Envy Sahan. I'm going to get ruined to some of these names. Eduardo Garcia de Val. Egors, I'm not going to get that second name. Harry Howard, John Walker, Perish Long, Dan Poole. Then we've got Ben Jones and then Adam Visto. So that'll be interesting to see. I know a few drivers will be able to come tonight, and the good thing is with us there is one drop round in the season, so that's not a big panic for these drivers here. And as I state, then this evening it is going to be the 90 minutes of Valencia. So this should be quite nice. I don't know, did I update schedule? I did. So we're looking at about 25 degrees track temperature. The server opens live, of course, at 6:30, and that happens every week with then 8 p.m. for qualifying. And because it's a 90-minute race, then there'll be 2 mandatory stops with tyres as well. Not tyres, actually, sorry, are optional. It's only fuel. There is no pit window as well, and of course then next week you're going to see a different layout. We're going to be in Donington with 2 30-minute sprints, and we kind of mix these up throughout the season. But yeah, so tonight's going to be a great race. I'm really looking forward to the commentary. But we're going to have a quick recap on both splits races last week, and then we'll jump into the racing this evening, guys. So thank you so much. Sit back and enjoy. Okay guys, welcome along. ACC Drive are sponsoring us for another season. It is such a big announcement. They are amazing. It's the best app if you're doing endurance or if you want to have the best overlays. Download it today. So guys, welcome along. We are in Valencia. It is round 2. It is 90 minutes and we are into qualifying here at the minute. At the minute, it is actually the odd numbers that are out first, just to kind of split it up, as the server for some reason didn't pop in what we were trying to do. So it's kind of half the grid out now for the odd numbers, and then the even numbers will go after. So like Luca Mari still hasn't gone out, G Castellano and a few others. So it should be quite interesting, especially after last week, as you've seen there in the standings. We have about 33 drivers in this evening out of 42 or 43, so decent turn up again. On here now with Dariusz Śmielski at the minute for 2ID, and he is out there at the minute in P5 doing quite a good job. His teammate Matty Gamble is out in P3. Of course, he is rocking 99. Then we've got his other teammate Glenn Smith up in P7 at the minute as well, doing a good job, which is good to see. C Hunt though, 130.430, as you see, is the fastest lap in qualifying at the minute. And as you can see, we've got about a third of the grid out at the minute. There's probably a few more yet to come. Car 37's pulled off the track, so I'm wondering, are they going back to the pits? They must have done, as we've done that there. John Dudley, of course, our current champion, is out there at the minute in the Porsche. It's a season of learning for him because he's so used to the Lamborghini. This is definitely eye-opening for him, but he does love the Porsche. He's going to stick with it. And of course, he uses the gold livery just as a commemoration of winning the championship as well. So let's see what John could do this evening, and hopefully he gets a good result. And that is Tim Smee behind him, putting in a lap, and he's proved up into 10th position at the minute. Looking then down further, Simsik, who is actually gaining time at the minute as well. Fleury's gaining time. Schmelski's up in 3rd position. Glenn Smith's after jumping up into 6th, and Glenn's actually up a bit of time here. We're going to stay on with Glenn. He's after gaining a little bit of time here as we're going around. So let's see, because you can make so much time here with being brave. And he's being brave. You need to get this corner just right, because it will ruin your whole lap if you don't get this right. And God, Glenn done a good job there. This is going to be a nice lap. It's going to get him up into 5th position, I would say. And it does. Well done, Glenn. Nice lap from him. Dominic Easto will have a bit of improvement. Simsik here now is coming around. What can Simsik do here? Can he do much on it? His exit has not been ideal. That time he did have is dwindling down. What's up, Logan Wilco? Well done last night. Logan Wilco races in our Formula 1 league, doing a phenomenal job. As Booton goes second now at 131.095. Surprised Castellano hasn't gone out. Luca Mari hasn't gone out either. Either has Hansel. So there's 3 drivers that haven't gone out yet. So I'm very, very shocked at that. To be fair, as I am getting notifications from Discord as well in my ear. But we won't be looking at that. Now, as we're going, so Booton is gaining a bit of time. Flory as well is gaining a bit of time into Aston Martin. I'm sure that'll be quite interesting to see around here as well. And as Simcook's just right behind. Some good racing there so far. Lagusi, what is the crack, young man? I know you're streaming tonight for ERC managers, so it'll be interesting to see how the guys do on that as well, because I'm actually interested to know how Alfa Romeo do, as I'm a token assistant manager for that team. So I'll be very interested in that, and I'll be watching that stream back later on as well and see how the guys do. As Flory crossed the line, he's going to gain up into 7th position, so not a bad quality for him so far. And even numbers will be going out now, so odds will have to go in. Just getting a few bits in. Grand, he's done it. Just have to make sure these guys are pitting because some weren't. So he's not going to do anything. So Hunt is in the pits. Schmelski can finish it if he wants. Lowry can finish his lap, no problem. As he's coming around, Lowry's going to move up possibly into P9. Looking like it's going to be P9. He does. He gets up into P9, so fair play to him. Okay, so Castellano. Let me have a look. Yeah, Casper was actually in with us earlier on having a chat. Yeah, how are you actually feeling? How's the missus as well? Because I know you were saying that you had the flu that I had as well as the missus, so hopefully is are doing not too bad. So Castellano and Murray, they didn't go out in the first half, so I'm just gonna have to accept that. And 941. Anyway, it is what it is. So at the minute, a 1:30.315 is the fastest lap here this evening, and it is going to get quite busy now. Need to do this again. Jesus Christ. Oh, I tell you one thing, people will stress me out. They're going in the pits now. So jumping on with Conway here, he's looking to try and get a good bit of time in this evening. Craig Hewlett, of course, a supercharged motorsport driver, represented our livery as well. Hopefully it's a good race this race. He had a tough race the last race, but these things happen. Giuseppe Castellano's out there as well. So he's going to be the first of these guys. I think it is going to be Conway. Or Michael Thomas is actually out there. Of course, Michael Thomas is the race winner from round 1. He got the fastest lap of the race. He got the pole position as well as the race win. So it'll be very interesting. Look at the tow he's getting from Robson here as well. That's music to his ears. Thomas goes into P2, but he's still 3/10 off. Very interesting. Going with Tom Solis here for the League Full of Idiots. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, mate, there's plenty of lem sips and that, and just relax. It's all you can do. So as everyone's going around, what's Tom doing? 12, 113. It's going to be very good to see what he does. So he's ideally wanting to be, yeah, within the 130s. It'd be interesting to see 132s, 131s realistically, if he wants to be in the top half. And he gets himself 132 too. Definitely time for him to improve there as well. So all is not lost. We're on now with Lewis Robson, and he is going around to finish off this one here. Go LFI, dead right, Mr. Shrevell. Dead right. Lem sips all the way. We're going to put Lewis Robson here now. Be interested to see what we can do. Simtech Racing. Good to see the teams out representing. So Lewis Robson here, it's his very first lap, so it's hard to tell what improvement he can or can't do. But 132 up into P22 he goes. Going to jump on here now with Mr. Dino Piccioni as he's coming around as well. He's about a minute into his lap. So anyone else up there improving? Let me see. 121 Castellano's improving by quite a bit here. Oh, he's lost a bit on the exit there, but still could be enough to jump him up into about P5-ish. P4 he goes. Very good lap there. Very, very, very good lap. Looking up ahead, is there anyone else on anything close to it? Luca Mari's up a bit of time here. No, he left the pit though after the 10 minutes, but because he didn't go for the first time, we're just going to have to, for the sake of the 3 guys and the odds, I think we're going to let them through this time. But we need to get that sorted in the server so the splits are evenly known at this stage. But from next week, it should be just Pro and Pro-Am, because it's a disaster otherwise. So Luca Murray out there doing his thing. Craig Hewlett up about 0.2 of a second. Andre Batic is out there as well. Of course, a well-known driver in our league. And let's see what Mr. Batic can do here this evening. So this is... He's after losing a bit of time there now, and he's invalidated the lap. So we're going to know with Wilson. He's up about 0.4 of a second. He's lost a little bit of time. He's not going to gain a place this time. I'm going to jump on with A. Anderson, as this is his very first lap as well. So it'll be interesting to see where he feeds out on all of this as well. As he's coming around the last corner now, and he is giving it everything down that straight. No clue where exactly he's going to end up, but it looks like a decent enough time. He's going to be surely happy enough with P29 at the minute. Probably a bit more time to come. Kowalski is not out yet, which I'm surprised at. Let me go further, see who's improving elsewhere. So 43 seconds. Luca Murray going to improve again, and then I'm going to jump up with Tom Solis. So Murray jumps up to P14. Tom Solis, though, what can he do? Up a few more tenths, possibly into P19 he goes. He jumps ahead of Britt Batiste. Britt as well, his first race, he did miss last race, he was away on holidays. Britt Batiste, a great driver as well. We've been probably raced it for a few seasons together, and I've known him now quite a while. He's a really good guy from Alabama, which I do like to slag him off every now and then for the simple fact of being from Alabama. Do you need another reason? Hansel is up a few tenths here. What can Hansel do? He's losing that bit of time in the exit, but it might be still enough to jump up possibly to P5, possibly. He does, he gets it by a very, very small margin. Looking back further, just a good bit of time there for Never Phoenix. I'll keep an eye on him as he gets closer to the end of the lap. I don't want to big him up too much with a bit of time to go. Castellano as well is up a small bit of time. This could pop him now into P3. This could be jumping ahead of Matty Gamble. And he does. He jumps ahead of Matty Gamble there into P3. Lorik Phoenix next. And he's up about 1/10 of a second. He needs to get this exit right as well. Otherwise, any bit of time he's made is absolutely gone. So he's on about 2/10 or so. He needs to get on that power rightly. He's going to lose a bit of time. Will it stabilise out? It's going to stabilise out a little bit for him now. He is going to jump up a few spots here by the looks of it. And he jumps up quite a few. Up into P10 he goes. That's how close it is as you build up the time. So Kowalski has still not gone out yet. Conway is improving in time. Just enough to maybe jump a spot or two. Andre Batek's improving as well out there. Looking back up further here, no one in the top 5 or 6 has improved much as of yet. Tom Solis though is improving up a few tenths as well, but I'm going to jump on to who's nearly finished the lap to get some more info. There's no one out there really improving and finishing, although Britt Batiste is improving and going a bit further, so let's see what Britt's going to do. We'll stick on with him there. He's up about 1/10 of a second, which could be a spot from Tom Solis, so I'm sure Trevel might be interested to see will Tom Solis lose out to Batiste. The Tom Solis is improving quite a bit behind him as well, so this might be a quick overtake for Batiste and possibly dropped, although his exit not ideal, so he's not going to lose out. And actually Tom Solis, who's coming around here, is probably going to... Oh, he's lost it all just as I bigging him up. He's lost 2/10 in that one corner alone, and that's just how easy it is to lose a bit of time here. Mounting the carbs like you're mounting a woman doesn't work out in racing, sadly. Just one of those things. But see, Vining is up a bit of time in the Mercedes. Quite an aggressive sounding car, that, isn't it? It's nice. I do like it. but he's not going to gain much time from that. He might even give up on that. He's not going to jump a position. Looking down further, Anderson. So John Dudley, wow, I didn't expect him to be down as far as he is. He's obviously struggling a little bit here, so he did say it is a learning season for him, so let's see how it goes through the race. And obviously the race is where you want that, and to be honest with you, I'd nearly want to start at the back as well here, because you can be murdered, quite simply put. The Sea Hunt so far still has the fastest lap of 1:30.315. Thomas is close to a 1:30.4. And that is pretty much it, guys. We're just waiting on the last few to come in. Nobody's going to improve now, so that is simply it. And there we go. That is qualifying over. Wow. A 1:33.15 is the absolute fastest lap there. So great from everybody there in qualifying. And let's see what happens then when it comes into the race, as it's going to take a minute or two just to load up into the race. So yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. For the race, 90 minutes, they can 2 stops. I think there's a 5-minute pit window, and then it opens up, and 5 minutes at the end. It's splash and dash. They don't have to change tires if they don't want to, but obviously they're probably going to here because Valencia is just an absolute tire killer. So it'll be interesting. And of course 34, 35 cars in it there, so it will be nice. Looking around there, yeah. So the top 12 is covered by a second, so not as close as last week, because last week it was the top 20 by a second. So definitely then, from then down to 20, it's 1.4 seconds from pole. And the overall from first to last is 2.6 seconds. So still quite a good match field, especially Michael Thomas as well, that's in P2, has the fastest last sector at 23.130, while Sea Hunt has the fastest first sector, which is a 32.920, and second sector at 34.260. So ideally there was a small bit more time on the table there between them. And there you go, guys. You can see it on the screen, the gaps as they're going down one by one. The names coming across, you'll see then the gaps between them, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So it'll be interesting now. Next week we are doing our first of the sprint races, so 2 30-minute races. That will be quite interesting as well. It's a different dynamic again. There's no pit stop for that one. It's just flat racing from the race start till the checkered flag. 2 10-minute qualifying sessions as well. 10-minute quali for the first, 10-minute quali for the second, and it's going to be basically a free for all. Get out where you can and when you can and go for it. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then of course we have our 2.4 endurance series round 2, which will be in Hungary now. So let's go out here now and have a look at what's actually happening. What I need to do actually is just disable. There we go. So that shouldn't be attached in. We'll go through the grid, as I like to ruin people's names. So in pole position we've got Cameron Hunt. Second position is Michael Thomas. Third position is Giuseppe Castellano. Fourth position is Matthew Gamble. Speed that up a little bit. Fifth position then is Chris Vining. Sixth position is Jan Hansel. Seventh position, I'm just going to call him Fever Phoenix. Eighth position then is Morris Boutin. Darius Shmelski is in P9 then. Where Eco Phoenix, it looks like, in P10. Tori Miller is in P11. The most handsome man in sim racing, Glenn Smith, is in P12. or P13, I do apologise. And then we have Dino Piccioni in P14. With then we have Jay Brooker in P15. Dominic Geese is in P16. Luca Mari is in P17. In P18 then we have Mr. Where are we now? I'm losing the names. Mr. Feltham. Then we've got Tom Solis. Then behind him. Then we have Fleury next. Britt Batiste. Simic. I don't know if I'll ruin the name. Then we have Cops next. Then we have Robinson. Then we have Craig Hewlett, of course, in my own livery, which I'm delighted to see. I'm proud of it. So Craig actually done very well. Then we have Laurie next. Excuse me. Then we have Blues. And a very cool looking livery, snakeskin livery. Then we've got Tim Smee in P30. Andre Batic in P31. Then we have Wilson next. Then we have Anderson. Mr. Dudley himself. Conway. And then Kowalski. And that is it, guys. Quite a good size grid here this evening. And it's a roll and start. 90-minute race with 2 mandatory pit stops. So that is it for the race, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Be interesting to see what they can do out there, if I'm honest. Actually, I need to come back across here somehow. Not letting me. There we go. Let me just go outside of it again, and we'll jump on with Hunt. Maybe TV cam too for Hunt. There we go. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one, guys. Not too much longer before we get going. NG to party. Let's go LFI. Go LFI from Treeville as well. So LFI, Tom Solis, no pressure on you at all. But your teams are here to look at you as well. So Tom is starting a P18 there for Team LFI. So I'm sure. Let's have a look inside. How is he feeling at the minute? So Tom, how's the feeling? I'm alright, mate. Just waiting for to win for LFI. I'm assuming that's how Tom talks. But it should be interesting with a nice full grid out there as well. It's always fun, and that is our pole sitter then, Hunt. And Go Party has subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing to my Twitch. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of waiting. What are these people going to do? Ideally, what you'd want to do is have your splash and dash for whenever you want. And because you're going to do tyres here, it's Valencia, you might as well fuel for 45 minutes, do a halfway, and then just do your splash and dash whenever. Probably more strategically than that, and else if you get involved in where you're stuck behind somebody and you're losing time, jump into pits, get it done, and go back out. Could be an option to go with. But everybody's different. Everyone has their own kind of idea of what they'd like to do. And there's the back of the grid there. And then Kowalski, with the supercharged motorsport logo on the side. Fair play to you, bud. Looks very well. Simtac Racing right beside him for company. Of course, poor Dudley there as well, waiting to go. Should be any minute now we're going to get rolling. Engines are started. That means it's about 15 seconds or so left. And we're going to be getting into this, guys. So best luck to all the drivers. I'm really looking forward to this. So let's hope there's nothing too crazy. As they are going around. And I'm going to jump this into the proper scene as well, because nobody wants to be looking at my face when there's racing going on. Not even I want to. This is going to be interesting. And they're away and going, so Hunt gets a very good start. Michael Thomas right behind him. Matty Gamble is a massively good start. So Gamble's going to go try for the inside of Thomas at turn 1 by the looks of it. But he does back out of it there. Matty Gamble has backed out of it. Back further, it looks like everyone's getting through safe enough. Although, as I say that, I jump on Britt Batiste after having a bit of a moment there. Let's go back and see what happened with Britt. we're actually on with Simcock here. Simcock and Britt came together, that's what happened. But it wasn't too bad by the looks of it. Bit of damage on for him, but so far so good. Batek with the flashers on. So Hunt still has the lead. Thomas is there. Matthew Campbell's right behind. Vining is right there also. Arig's after getting by Bhutan there, it looks like, at the minute, as they're all going up so close together as well. So Bhutan doing a great job there, holding it on. Anderson's after losing a few spots, but's back going as well. Feltham's lost a few spots. Tom Solis is down at the rear. I don't know what's happened, Tom, there. Let me see, can I pull that up to have a look? What number is Tom? 92. Let me see. So there's a replay here. So on with Tom Solis here. Oh, Tom hit the rear of the driver. That's not got to do with what happened though. I don't know why Tom has gone back that far. Be interesting to see that back after the race. Piccioni's obviously gone off, but back going. Piccioni has Batek on the outside. Batek's flashing. Batek's running wide while flashing though. And Piccioni is ahead of Batek for now. Hunt is in the pits there now. So our race leader is in the pits. Now Michael Thomas is in the lead, so Thomas stayed out. He didn't opt to follow his competitor and has decided to jump straight into that lead and try pull away. Matty Gamble's right with him there though. So Matty Gamble is right there. Next, Chris Vining as well. Well, it's still there with him. So it's all nice and fun so far. Vining still giving Matty Gamble a little bit of pressure there as well, which is good to see. And we do have a car that's after going off. So we actually... Is he going or what's happening? I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. Back on now with Murray. He's got Wilson ahead of him, Blues. Dudley looks like he's after getting a move done on Anderson as well. Anderson right behind him there. Dudley's after getting a nice move done. Jay Broker though. Let's get back and have a look at this. That just looks like a nice turn one move there. Let's go on board. He has the inside, has the drive. That Mercedes will always outdrag that Porsche. And Broker forces Britt to kind of slow down and go that bit wider. And Britt's then on the defensive for the car behind. So that was very good driving from Broker there, to be fair about it now. I want Robson here, as he's right behind John Dudley. As John Dudley has got the move done, but Robson now has Anderson on his inside. And Anderson looks like he's going to get by. He does. He's holding the inside line for this corner as well. Beauty number. Robson's not giving up, but Anderson will have a much better drive out of there. And Robson has to concede that place. And Piccioni in the background as well gets the job done on Conway also. So some good stuff there from the guys. Staying going as Hunt and Lowry swapping positions there as well. Darius Smelski doing a great job there up in P8. Of course, he did start in P8 there. As we're coming down the main straight, you see there Thomas from Gamble, from Vining, Hansel, and then you have Phoenix next. And behind him is Castellano, as Phoenix did get the move done in Castellano before, and Ihan is in the pits there as well. So it looks like at the minute it's for some reason shown Rafael up in first position when that's not the case. So I'm with Michael Thomas here as he's going around. Nice job by Mr. Thomas as Luke and Murray and Blues are at it there, guys. Blues trying to hold him off. Murray's trying to get around the outside. Blues is giving him just enough room as well. Murray holds the inside line for the next corner. Blues has to concede there. But also right behind there, you have Tom Solis looking for an opportunistic move with Wilson here. Let's down with this one. Tom is looking for a way by. Tom knows he's out of position. He needs to get through here. He's trying to force a bit of a mistake out of Wilson. And Wilson, I think, feeling that bit of pressure there. Tom has done the right thing, but Wilson just needs to give the room for Tom, and he is. This is going to be frustrating a few laps for Tom until he gets into that clear air as well, as he's trying to do everything he can. Glenn Smith's having a bit of a battle here with Dominic East ahead of Cops, Hewlett, Fury. Hewlett's having a great race. And we have, that looks like John Dudley is after dropping it there. John Dudley, what has happened to you, bud? So he's come down. The Ferrari's murdered him, I can see it. Anderson has rear-ended him and kept going there. And Dudley's done the right thing. You need to hold on with the brakes. There's nothing he could have done. That is a very tough one for Dudley there. Not his own fault at all. Damn. Simsick is after moving up a few spots there now as well. Very close here all around at the minute. Anderson, Simsick, Robson ahead of him there. You've got Piccioni ahead of Robson. Behind him then you've got Conway, Kowaleski, Batek, all looking for a way through as well. Batek was trying to show the move there to Kowaleski, but decided against it there. Anderson and Simsick though fighting side by side. Good stuff. Good racing here from these in the mid-pack at the minute. Great stuff. And this is the kind of racing where an instant can happen. Look at this. On the inside goes Kowaleski then with Batek. Kowaleski might try and look at Anderson as well, but he's just a little bit too far back at the minute, and you're going to have to hold position then. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. But Kowaleski with the move and Batek to get it back was absolutely brilliant. Hunt is out there on the fastest lap at 31.5. Of course, he has pitted though on the first lap, so that's the reason why he is dropped as he is. So let's see how we go for the next little while as well. So staying on with Hunt for a second. I'm going to jump on with Thomas here now. He's pulled out a little bit of a gap then to Matty Gamble. And Matty Gamble, of course, fighting with Feining as well. Matty Gamble finished P2, of course, last week as well. I'm sure he'd love to make it one better this week. So it'll be interesting to see, can Matty Gamble do much on this? Let's see what Matty Gamble can do. Back before that then you've got Hansel and Phoenix are at it as well. Castellano's right there with them. Then you've Phoenix behind. Dariusz Schmelski. Button just behind that. And it's getting quite busy here now because you have Dominic Geese, Glenn Smith, Miller. I know you haven't missed most of it, Alfred, so we're only 9 minutes into the race. You've missed what happened to Tom Solis. Even I missed that, I can't see, but Tom unfortunately started P18 and is down near the back but fighting his way through at the minute. As I say, that Kowaleski and Batek are at it again. They are really giving it to a nail there. So Solis moved up into P29 now, so Solis is coming back up into it. Dudley as well on the move back up. Britt Batiste must have just had a moment. Oh, he just lost it with Hunt. Snapped it and went around. So Britt's back going now, which is good to see. Okay, as this replay ends, we're going to jump on with Kowaleski and Melton. So Kowaleski has lost the position out to Feltham. Batek just ahead. My counters are backwards. How's that? Go, Tom. Nice to see it. Tom has an awful lot of support today. Laurie's in last place then. We've got Batiste and Dudley. Tom Solis now on blues. Tom's looking for the move. Oh, nice one, Tom. Another position there for Mr. Solis. Next up then we have Laurie and Kowalski swapping positions there. Laurie is on the move, and you know what? Hunt is going to probably regret pitting so early because he's going to be stuck in so many battles now. It's going to be very tough for him. Next up for him is Blues and then Solis. Then up further as well, you've got some great battles here. Anderson, Conway. You've got Brooker right with that as well. Jay Brooker's quite a fast driver. Okay, my counters are okay. Okay, are you sure? Are you sure? I was worried. That's why I was like, shit. As Anderson, Brooker, side by side. Anderson gets the move done on Conway. But Anderson runs way too wide. And now Brooker seeing that coming. And Conway was just lucky. But Brooker, look at this. Inside line's going to keep it from Anderson by the looks of it there. Oh, that's a lovely move from Brooker. Jay, break. That's some great driving. Honest to God, that's great driving. Batek then just behind them as well. Salvatore, can't they go? Castellano. That's what we like to see. More and more people in. So Castellano open P6. He's got Phoenix fighting just ahead of him with Hansel. So it'll be interesting to see what Hansel's going to be able to do. You just see him coming up there now. So Castellano doing a phenomenal job. Jay Brooker and Conway are at it again. So Brooker has got by. Look at Batek up the inside there as well. That was actually a really... Oh! Let's get a replay of that one there. That looked like it was actually a good dive, but maybe I was wrong. So he goes up the inside. Was fine. And then Conway just hits him. Ouch. And you can see there that Kowalski was a bit more cautious. Seeing him there. As we do that, Piccioni and Smee. Oh! Wow. So Smee, luckily enough. Whew. Gets back going. Castellano as well, I think, is just kind of sitting there waiting patiently, but now he is that bit closer. So let's see what Castellano will be able to do. Phoenix and Hansel having a great battle, of course, as well. These two guys ahead. Gamble and Vining are super close, but I tell you one thing, Thomas hasn't pulled the gap that we would have expected after his last week's pace so far, so very interesting with Matty Gamble fighting. He's definitely still within striking distance of Michael Thomas ahead. As Robson gets by Simsick. Glenn Smith is after losing the position there as well. So we just got that too late then. So Glenn lost the position there to Flurry as well, while we were looking at other bits on the track. And C Hunt is just after getting by Solis there as well, just as we were actually watching that there. But I think Solis knows that's not going to be his battle today, so that's absolutely fine. I'm sure he can live with that. Alright, Ninja Nines. Are you alright, gorgeous? How are you? So back on, there's battles everywhere here at the minute. So this is a nice battle, like the top 6 are all battling in nice little groups, although Thomas does have that bit of a gap. Bouton will be trying to catch up to these and get involved in that. Darius Schmelski as well, obviously in the older 488. It just goes to show the LFM Bop is good because you get to see some of these older cars in it. I think the Silver and Arms are a bit more brave. We're seeing Hondas and Bentleys and everything. But fair play there from Schmelski. T Miller then behind that. Dominic Geese is there. Then we've got Cops, Flurry, Glenn Smith then is next. Craig Hewlett's right there, repping for our Supercharged Motorsport team. So well done to you, Craig. Let's keep it going. Then we've got then Dino Piccioni next. Then we have Robson, who's having a great battle here with Simsick. And Luca Mari and Smee just after having a bit of a move there. So Mari goes on the inside. Smee sees him. Smee runs a bit wider. The inside line is always stronger there. It's the ideal way to overtake because you can run the other car wide if you were racing kind of side by side. Tom Solis though goes get by Conway. Actually, we'll do a replay of that for the LFI guys. Look at that. Up the inside, waiting around the outside patiently. Goes a bit wide but then gets the cut back because Conway tried to over defend that. And that was a beautiful driving there from Tom Solis, showing the guys how to do it there. And he's of course on a recovery mission as well from earlier on in the race. Look guys, there's literally everywhere we look there's a bit of action going on. So Brooker ahead doing well. Kowaleski here. Oh, Kowaleski and Smith side by side. Hunt then. Oh, Hunt got luckily got in between. Hunt goes down the inside. Of course he did pit from pole position to try get his first pit stop out of the way. Yeah, and then Janine's I am very good. Any crack? My cold's nearly gone, so you can call off the doctors and the priests now. And to go party, it's looking good for Tom. He's on a decent recovery. I don't know if you guys can tell me, if you're in a chat with him, what actually happened to him at the race start. It'd be quite interesting to know, because we didn't get to see that there. As Matty Gamble is still keeping, of course, fighting at bay. Hansel and Phoenix and Castellano still in a very nice battle. I think at the minute it's still all about just kind of pacing yourself. There's still another hour and what, 13 and a half minutes to go or so, and Bhutan is trying to catch up with them next. Schmelski's right there, but look at this, Miller and Geese are fighting, so Schmelski's going to be seeing this now as Glenn Smith goes into the pits. Glenn Smith into the pits. It'll be interesting to see how long he stops for. But Dominic Geese looks like he has the job done, but Miller's going to go wider, but the Geese is going to send on the outside, and unfortunately it didn't work out from that time, but he's staying side by side pretty much. And we always know the inside line's going to win there. And Cops just had to back out of that one there because Geese is right there. Fleur's right behind him as well. There was absolutely great stuff there. So Glenn Smith, it's a long enough pit line here. So we'll see how long he stops for. The fastest. So Laurie done his is literally a splash and dash. He was stopped for 2 seconds. So let's see what Glenn done. He done a 6-second stop that time. Very handy to know. Fastest lap is with Hunt at 1:31.105 as well. He is pushing the limits there with Cops and Geese at it again. Round 2. And of course now Fleury is now involved in this as well. Look at this from the helicam. It's actually an Janines flying the helicam for me. So as these are going there, some great battling going on. And quite consistent lap times as well. This is Geese's best bet with Oliver Anderson on his roof. I forgot I done that for him as well. Oliver, you're there with him. Geese is too far behind, gets cut out then by the braking. And now Geese is after running wide, and now is after losing the position as well. Always going to happen when you get caught out with someone and braking. You have to react very fast. Matty Gamble still has Vining on him like chlamydia. He wants to get rid of it, but he can't. And we're on then with Phoenix next, who has Castellano right there with him. Although Hansel has got himself a little bit of a break now, to be fair about it. And the other PHX driver, Phoenix driver, Eco, P7 with Bhutan just behind. Bit of a gap then, Schmelski, but then Miller, Cops, Fleury and Dominic Geese all in a bit of a battle. And then Craig Hewlett at the minute's kind of on his own, along with Mr. Dino. Then behind Dino, Simsick is still kind of there, but not there at the same time. But Anderson and Hunt here on a great battle. Hunt's obviously a rapid driver. Hansel shouldn't fight too much. Hunt's given the flash, or Anderson, sorry, is letting him by. Oh Jesus, that was getting close in case of contact. But he lets Hunt by. Hunt's obviously on a different race than him, especially with the pit stop already done. And Murray now is going to be looking to see what he can do with that. And it's going to go back further. So you've got Laurie in last place, Glenn in second last, but Glenn has pitted. Do not forget that he pitted in from P12, I think it was. And that was a splash and dash, but that's the difference, as you can see on the race map then. Just kind of the difference there. With that then, Batak is after getting by Wilson. Let's have a look at this one. Wilson runs by. Batak says thanks very much. John Dudley, I'm sure, wanting to say thank you very much, but Dudley's stuck behind him now at the minute. As this replay ends, we'll get back onto live, whether it be on the main straight, going down the main straight. And there you go, look at this. Still groups of cars everywhere. What more could you be asking for? I thought he's going to get by Blues, but in the background he has. We're ahead here, Batek, Conway, Smee. Smee's definitely feeling the pressure now. Conway's going to go for the inside line. Batek's trying to send it around the outside there. And then you have Wilson trying to get involved as well. Absolutely great. Dudley as well, right behind Blues. Nearly hits the back of Dudley, and then Brit Batiste is there. It's battle of the Porsches, battle of the Beamers. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Tom Solis as well is putting the pressure on Kowalski here. This will be great for his LFI fans. So Solis doing the job. Kowalski right there as well. And a nice little touch having the Supercharged Motorsport livery logo there. Nice to see that there. And Dudley's after losing out to Blues, but then Dudley has the inside line. He's going to try and take that back from Blues. Blues going to try and send it around the outside, but John Dudley's giving him the room, so John's going to left the door open. These are an equal enough exchange. John gets a bit wild on the exit. Brit Batiste might try, but John's pulled in. John might be having an issue. He's back on. I think John may have a bit of an issue there, possibly going to the pits to sort whatever that is, as Matty Gamble is under severe pressure most of the race now at this stage. But you know what, I'm going to go back to this bit of a battle here with Geese, Fleury, and then Darius is still a little bit away from the guys there as well. How's Brooker getting on now? Brooker has Hunt up next. I don't think there's going to be much fighting between those two guys. They know each other quite well as well. Anderson then's kind of left in his own little spot now. Tom Solis though, still with Kowalski. Tom of course looking for a way boy. As Miller's after having a bit of a moment. So Miller's off. Not that he's had a moment, Miller's off. And I just got onto that one too late. I'm unsure if that was a disconnect or what's happened there, but Miller is definitely off. So going back on to who will we go on to? P10 and P11. I think there was still a bit of a battle there, but they've kind of spread out slightly on that one there as well. So Matty Gamble's about 4.5 seconds off the race leader Michael Thomas, and he still has Vining right there for company. Hansel has a bit of a gap then to Seppi, then Nathan right behind there is about half a second off, so it's quite close, still in the top 10. Then Schmelzky has a bit of a gap ahead of him, behind him of about 5-ish seconds or so. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them as they keep it going. I'm going to jump back on soon enough. Then there's battles in the lower end of the field as well, which we should be looking at there. And Cameron Hunt is catching Jay Brooker at quite a bit of a knots now. With Batek in the pits as well, guys. As we jump back on, we're going to jump on with Cameron here now. As you see, he's right there now with Brooker. I think Brooker should let him by quick enough. He's an experienced driver as well. Then again, it's hard to let somebody by. So let's see how hard these guys fight it. So Hunt still holds the fastest lap, and Hunt at the minute is the only person lapping in the 31s, if I am looking at that correct, which I am. So Hunt is by far the fastest man on this track still at the minute. And luckily for Hunt, even with that pit stop and getting through traffic, he's not really losing a massive amount of time. What Michael Thomas will hope is that a little bit of a battle between them, that he may have lost a bit of time there. Like the likes of now, he mightn't be able to be on full throttle the way he'd want to be, get the line ready. So These kind of battles will help Thomas versus Hunt. Matty Gamble, though, still under a little bit of the old pressure. I know it's for tyres and all that, but... And I'll tell you one thing as well, Tom Solis is getting a bit closer now to Feltham as well. And behind that then, you've got the Smee and Conway battle, which I'm just about to look at because Conway has got by Wilson. So Smee is going to be under a bit of pressure again soon enough. Then, as we say that, so that's absolutely after sticking. So now we have Glenn Smith who's catching up to the guys here. And we know Glenn has been dipping gravy here today, coming in from P12. Has done a splash and dash. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. For this hour-and-a-half race, we're only 26 minutes into it. So still essentially a race distance to go of a normal race of 60 minutes. And Glenn did only stop for the 6 seconds. And of course as well with Glenn, he did start P11 on the track. So back on with Conway there. Still doing a very, very nice job. Craig Hewlett don't pick Piccioni. Craig's going for the move. He's trying to stick it there. Craig is going for it. Piccioni has got the move done on Craig, but Craig is trying to get it back. Oh, Craig has a lovely drive out. Probably has to get off the throttle a bit there. He got such a good drive out of it. We know how good the McLaren is in the first sector here. Go on, Craigie boy. So Craig for now has lost the position there. Wilson's after getting by Smee as well. As I say, that Blues is in the pits there, so Batek then moves up past Blues. So Matty Gamble is still holding Voyning at bay. Giuseppe and Nathan though are starting to get a little bit on the eager side of things there now, as you see behind. It's quite a close battle with all of these guys. And Bhutan is caught right in as well. Interesting. Castellano under a bit of pressure here now in P5 from one of the Phoenix drivers, with the second Phoenix driver right behind as well. So it's not plain sailing. But Morris Bhutan is doing an unbelievable job there as well. After pulling back in the guys, and he's kept Dariusz Szmelski at bay as well. Brilliant stuff. But while that's happening, I'm just going to jump back on here now. So just behind Darius with Cops, you've got Fleur, Geese and Cops all in a bit of a battle as well. So I'm going to be jumping between a few groups, as Cops does enough at the minute. Fleur right behind, but back on with Castellano. We've got Hansel ahead, but he has the pressure of Phoenix. So and Phoenix, Lorig, Bhutan. Ain't an easy train to be in. Castellano doing a great job though. Conway and Wilson are also at it as well. Batiste is just after getting by Smee there. Let's see how he set that one up. Glenn Smith, of course, getting by them guys as well and freeing himself up to move forward. That was a lovely move there for Britt, and at least he keeps the inside line as well. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So Glenn still has a bit of work to be doing now, but sure, that'll happen as Cops is in the pits, guys. So that's after freeing up the likes of the two Phoenixes now, Castellano and Hansel though. So I think that was a smart move as well. When you get caught in battles like that, if you have that splash and dash, get rid of it, get it done, and then move on. So he's done a great job there. Of course, then Matty Gamble still holding off fighting, and they're after overtaking Laurie there as well. The main thing is to finish the race, is to get those points. Laurie's in P29, of course, there. Conway's in the pits also now, guys, so we're starting to see a few people pitting. Conway's got a good bit of damage in front. Is he going to fix the damage as well? Of course, it will cost time, but he will gain probably that back over the next hour or so, which I think would be probably way more what I'd be into than anything else now. So just want to have a quick look as well at the lap time spread, guys. It's going to pop up on the screen. So at the minute there, we can see the differences in lap times for the fastest laps of the race there at the minute. And of course, the fastest person on them there is Mr. Cam. He does hold the fastest lap of the race at present. So it goes to show you the pace of the drivers, it's quite close really, and it's quite spread out as well. So even though the slower driver might be much further up, it goes to show just about consistency and everything else as well. We'll have a look at that as the race progresses on. But Cam there at the minute fighting with Robson, trying to get by Robson and keep pushing forward as well. I'm going to jump back on though. So Glenn Smith just after getting by Wilson. Smith's now back up in the P19. Tom Solis back up in the P17. Solis has been fighting like it's a war. Ooh, I tell you one thing. Tom's in a battle here with Feltham. Oh, is he going to go for the undercut? He's holding off. Let's see what Tom can do here. Hunt is after finally getting by Robson then in the background there as well. Tom is going to have to come back and work up to that one. As looking further up there, we have one of the Phoenixes in the pits. That means that Bhutan is now being opened up. He can try and get by then Lorig Phoenix here, so I'm with Bhutan there as well. Hard on the brakes. In he goes. He'll try and open this up for himself. And with Never Phoenix, I'm assuming this may be a longer pit stop. 4, 5, 6. Right, I'd say this is his tyre change and now, which I'm surprised he's doing it this early if he is doing a tyre change and fuel. But each to their own, each to their own. Michael Thomas still doing a great job out front. Of course, he started P2. Solis up in the P16 due to Phoenix in the pits. But he's back now. Going, I'd say, start putting a bit of pressure on now for a bit of a move. Looking at all the other gaps on the track, 20th and 21st also. The joys of the track map as well. While I'm looking at this battle, I can be looking for the battles that are generating up 6th and 7th, 4th and 5th, 2nd and 3rd right there as well. And I see them getting nearly on top of each other. I will jump onto it. Smee is now in the pits as well there. So Matty Gamble, we're finding this is the closest they've been in a while. Matty Gamble is super consistent. You can't crack him, he's not an egg. He's not Humpty Dumpty. Doing a phenomenal job as always. As Fleury's now into the pits out of P10, that's released Dominic Geese now as well. Dariusz Szmelski not too far ahead of Dominic. About 4 seconds or so, and Dominic can try and start working in on him. Castellano and Hansel though, this is getting spicy. Castellano's wanting to get by. Did I just see Tom Solis getting the move done there? He did, coming out of the last corner and I've missed it. Sorry, Tom. I was looking out for that one as well for your teammates that were looking on. I do apologise for that, guys. Didn't get that one in time with the other bits going on. So this is a great recovery drive from Mr. Solis at the minute, up into P13 now at present. Laurie's doing a good job as well. Mari's in the pits. There is a bit of a battle here with Wilson and Batiste. Be interesting to see how that one goes. It's on here with Wilson. Sorry, I was just looking there in the chats as well, because I haven't actually looked at the Discord at all, and all seems fairly stable enough and quiet enough. So back into the race we go. Hunt obviously getting by Piccioni there. We expect Hunt to come back into this big battle soon enough. Second and third still at it, but there is a bit of a battle that I'm going to jump onto now. Phoenix, Brooker and Hewitt. And Craig Hewlett here has behind him them Simsick as well. And it's Conway they're after getting by, I do apologise. So Craig needs to try and jump up a little bit there as well, which I'm sure he'll do. He'll keep the head going. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th not too far apart. Second and third kind of opening up a little bit there as well, as is 13th and 14th. So Tom Solis is starting to put a little bit of felt on him as well, which is what you want to see for if you're an LFI fan. Of course, if you're a Felton fan, you'd want to see him trying to get by as well. Looking back then as well, Matty Gamble's pulled a little bit out. Not enough though to be comfortable as of yet. But Castellano and Hansel still at it. Then you've got, of course, Vining and Gamble right there. So Castellano, Hansel is the battle to be looking at. And then Bhutan right behind Phoenix there as well. Dariusz Schmelski is a little bit off at the minute, but if these guys keep battling, especially with back markers coming into play, this could work out well. And Bit Batiste just after getting the move done there. Let's see what happened there with Britt and Wilson. Oh, Wilson gets a bit too deep, runs wide. Britt Batiste says thank you very, very much. And Brooke was literally just after getting past Cops while we were in that replay there as well. So still some great battling going on with everyone on the track. No matter you're first, last or in the midfield, there is something for everybody. Looking back, is saying something for everybody there. It's spread out a little bit with 13 to 14. Now they were getting close enough together there. So that was Tom Solis and Feltham, but Solis now is starting to really kind of throw down a bit of a dominant display there. What's interesting now is how much is these battles here with Castellano and Phoenix now getting mixed up with the back markers. So Castellano has Laurie next up the road, or Murray next up the road as well. Murray looks like he's getting out of the battle of that one. Fair play to him. That's what we like to see, a good blue flag. Obviously you don't have to let people by, but when you do so, do it in a clear way where the people knows that you're letting them by and you're not going to be fighting it too much. I think it's quite important. As Craig Hewlett's in the pits now. Vining Gamble still at it. I'm sure Vining's going to be having dreams and nightmares about this BMW ahead of him. I tell you one thing, Michael Thomas into the 131s as well. So Thomas has been driving quite well. The thing is, though, Hunt has been consistently in the 131s all race long. But goes to show, I just want to show up again this overlay, because the fastest lap is actually quite closer than you think, because Thomas done a 131.85 or 131.185 or 131.105 for Hunt, so 0.08 in it between them. Then it's pretty much only neck and neck for Gamble and Vining. A 131.525 for Gamble, Vining a 131.522. So unbelievable stuff. They're all super close together. So it goes to show how evenly matched some of these drivers really are on track. And really the drivers will make the difference in what's going on. Kowalski in the pits there as well, just to be aware. Batiste out there. Glenn Smith's getting back up. To where he should be on track, should I say. After his pit stop there, Tom Solis doing a great job in P13 and is starting to look like he wants to make some sort of headway soon. He's about 3 or 4 corners off, but slowly catching up possibly to Robson as Bouton goes into the pits, as Vining does as well. So pit stops are starting to get a little bit on the busy side there. So Matty Gamble now has a bit of free air. So Hansel's next. So this is interesting. Will Vinyl get the undercut on Matty Gamble? Will Matty pit this lap coming to try and cut off Vining here? This will be super interesting. Vining still in the pits, so Vining might be doing his proper pit stop now, which I'm assuming it is. He's about 26 seconds deep. And for anyone not used to ACC, the time you lose in the pits is when you're stopped. So anything got to do with 30 seconds above is normally fuel and tyres. Bouton was stopped there for 32 seconds. That was definitely fuel and tyres. And that's going to be very interesting. So he's already done his fuel and tyre change now. Will Matty Gamble be in this lap to change those tyres, because he will end up losing time if he doesn't. With fresh rubber on, he's going to have to go in. He is indeed. Now, interestingly to see, will Matty Gamble be stopped for 32 seconds also, because that's what he has to aim for, is a 32-second mark. Michael Thomas will probably be in the end of this lap if he's going to do the half and half and do a splash and dash then. I think Batek now has done his second stop, so he'll be going to the end. Wilson, I'm sure, will want to try and get a stop in soon enough as well. Look, Tom Solis now up on the P11. Tom Solis obviously still yet to do a few stops as well, so it'll be interesting to see what it's going to be like after. He's Castellano in the pits, Erig's in the pits as well, Matty Gamble's there, and Vining is here. We're going to stand with Vining because this is what I want to see. Does he get out ahead of Matty Gamble, or does Matty Gamble somehow hold on to P2? Because it was super close between them, super close. Matty Gamble's last lap wasn't really much you could say. So Matty's leaving the pits. Vining's on the main straight. Gamble's out. Vining's coming down the main straight. It looks like Matty Gamble has done enough, and he has. You can see him in the foreground. Wow. Well done, Matty Gamble. And he's gained a bit of time. So Matty Gamble's stopped there. 32 seconds as well. So it goes to show he didn't get caught in traffic. Oh, well done. That was unbelievable. And it's super close. Hunt now getting by Geese. So Hunt is, after getting by Geese, Hunt is back on the hunt. Dariusz Śmielski is up next. And quite a bit ahead, I think, as well of Hunt. He is. Listen to that Fezza as he goes into the pits. So 2ID are being definitely well represented here this evening. Robinson with Kowalski now behind Kowalski, obviously after being pitted. Probably he was looking to underlap himself, but now he's getting back out ahead, which is nice to see. So Kowalski coming back up into it as well, and this is, we're going to see some spicy racing in the next few. You've got Boot and Broker, you have Castellano right there as well. Behind you've got Cops and Phoenix. And both Phoenixes, should I say, there as well. So it's going to get spicy. Glenn Smith's after getting took by Vining there. So Glenn Smith would have been the great teammate, although he lost a bit of time. Robson's also in the pits. Schmelski's in the pits still. Batiste is in the pits. Everybody, this is the replay, sorry, I'm flicking through. But Batiste is in the pits also, so it is pit stop heaven. Oh! What was that? Thomas was lit into pits. Oh, and he hit the Ferrari that was going in slow. Wow. Hansel now from P2 is in the pits also. So Hunt is looking like he's coming back up. He's behind Solis at the minute. Hunt looks like he's going to retake the lead of this race. No, he's going to do his second pit stop now. Wow. So that's Hunt done to the end. Michael Thomas will have to pit again. Hansel will have to pit again. Hunt has done all his pit stops now. Matty Gamble will have to pit again. As will Vining. Wow. I'll tell you one thing, Hunt is looking quite strong to be the overall winner of this race. This is going to be very interesting with Hansel now into the lead. He goes into turn one. Obviously still yet to pit. Wow. That's crazy. Michael Thomas out into P2 and he does stay ahead of Matty Gamble. Good stuff there from Matty Gamble. Michael Thomas was stopped in the pits for 34 seconds, so he lost 2 seconds to Gamble there. So Gamble might be that a little bit closer to him, although there's not much you can really do there at the minute. Dominic East in the pits as well. And he's out there, as is Hunt out, so Hunt is now going to the end. Dariusz Schmelski, after the first stop, comes out in P11. Doesn't that car sound amazing? Tom Solis is also in the pits there. Sorry, I did miss that one there. Tom's back out in P17, which is not bad at all. So will Tom do his other pit this time round and just get them done and then just fight to the end? No, he doesn't. He stays out. Piccioni and Simsik. Piccioni stays ahead. Simsik is right there though, looking for a way by. He's trying to get his best job done with it. Looking back further here, Bouton, Brocker and Castellano. Look at this. Blink and that's a position. Literally a blink. Castellano, Bouton, Brocker is super fast as well, but Bouton right there. And Brooker decides to go in the pits. Castellano though fighting with Bouton. Bouton trying to hold the inside line, trying to cut off any toe. Although here we go, Castellano's going to go for the inside line, but Bouton's gone back out wide and stays ahead. He has the power in that beamer. And held off for another little bit. So Thomas out in P2. Matty Gamble being held up by Batek. Batek gets out of the way there. Vining isn't too far behind the meter, but Vining does have the traffic to get through as well. Castellano, Bouton, you have the two Phoenixes then. Cops right behind him. So Geese does have Piccioni a little bit behind and Simtek there. Tom Solis though should be getting a position here as Brooker is still in the pit stopped. So that's going to be Solis through then into P16. Just had to get a quick drink there, me monster. Talking this long and coming back from a cold ain't good for you. But looking back at the back there, Conway's still doing a good job out there, going not a bother. Tim Smee in 30th. Anderson then in P29. Glenn Smith's in for a second stop. Then we've got Laurie, Wilson, Murray, Batek, Blur, Glenn who's in the pits there with Hansel, Craig Hewlett then in P22. Blues, then Brooker, and Britt Batiste then is by Brooker also. Kowalski then is in P18, Feltham P17, Tom Solis in P16, Robson in P15, Simsick in P14, Piccioni in P13, Geese in P12, Hunt in P11, Schmelski in P9, or 10, or P9 now after Hansel, who's in the pits, then Kopp in P8. They've got Lorig and Fever, Castellano, Bouton, Vining, Gamble, and then Michael Thomas leading at the minute. And of course, the one that everyone really does need to look out for is this man here, Mr. Hunt. He's all his pit stops done. He's been absolutely flying out there. And I'm fairly confident to say, after all other pit stops have been actioned, he should retake the lead after pitting very early in this race. Probably be more eventful for him as well, with all the overtaking through the back markers as well. So Batek in the pits as well. Smith after getting by there now with the P29. Where did Smith actually come out? So Smith's in P25. Don't forget, he does not have to stop again. That is a fresh rubber on to the end as well. So 40 minutes of fresh rubber for him as well. And beautifully done. Nice one there from Gleno. Kowalski in his last lap has done his fastest lap of the race, so his eye is in. And of course with that then, fresh tyres, probably a slightly better feel of the car as Hunt gets by Dariusz Schmelski, as Schmelski is in the pits to serve his last pit stop. So that is Hunt by Phoenix, Castellano, Bouton as well. Look at this! Bouton defending from Castellano. And overtaking a back marker at the same time. That's unbelievable from Bouton. Dominic Geese, of course, up in P10. Tom Solis moves up into P15 now, unless he decides to do his last pit. He doesn't. Solis is out there, he'll be up into P15 next. So then Anderson, of course, then coming around turn 1. Back with the battles in P20, you've got Brooker, who will be fighting with Britt Batiste soon. Then ahead of him, you have then Feltham and Kowalski. Then Dariusz Schmelski has come back out in P16. Of course, he's done all his pit stops now. He doesn't need to be worrying too much. So Brooker will be looking to try find a way by Britt Batiste soon. And the top 3, Matty Gamble stayed out, Vining has stayed out, Bouton doing a great job, Castellano. Interesting. Looking back, it's still kind of the same battles, kind of developing at the minute, although 23rd, 24th and 25th now, and even 26th can get involved soon enough. As you see there, the swap over. Probably not wanted, but I think that was a nicely orchestrated one, if I'm being honest. Although he's looking to try and fight back, he is. Maybe they're just pulling each other along, who knows. Dominic East still doing a decent job there in P10, P11. Piccioni is a little bit behind, but not enough for Dominic to be comfortable. Then you have Felton, Kowalski and Batiste then next. And then Copes, after losing out the Hunt there. If we can jump onto the next camera, yeah, so Hunt's on another level here. Oh! These are definitely racing for the same kind of team, so I'm wondering why they're racing each other so hard. They should be working together and not against each other. No team orders here, I'll tell you that. Craig Hewlett and Blues, let's have a look back at what happened. Craig goes up the inside there, beautifully done. Gets nice traction out of there as well, and that's one for Craig, and away he goes on to the next one. Love seeing that. Cops is in the pits, by the way. Cops in the pits. Phoenixes are swapping positions again like there's no tomorrow. Bouton obviously still there with Castellano right behind. Gamble has Brooker right behind him, then Vining's behind Brooker. So for Gamble, that's nice to have that bit of a gap there as well and have that bit of a buffer. As the fastest lap from Hunt goes down to a 31.065. He's after pulling a bit more time out of it now, so Michael Thomas is still pulling some good laps. A 131.265 last lap as well. These Phoenixes need to calm down racing each other. They're just going to hurt each other's times if they are teammates. Cop's still in the pits, just being dropped down and ready to go. And that was a 31-second stop, so he's waited very late to change his tyres. But obviously a fresh set of tyres and a light fuel load, he could be rapid now. So that would be very, very interesting to see. Does it develop into more pace? Castellano, of course, still with boot on. That looks like Glenn Smith just ahead then as well. It is. Some good stuff here. Been racing all racing long. It hasn't ever died down, which is surprising. Nicely done. Nicely done. They're very, very hard out of here. And even down, I'm going to... with Batiste and Kowalski. Batiste got by Kowalski. Wilson and Murray are changing positions as well. There was another battle I wanted to try and look at there. I was looking like it was getting close enough. Blues and Craig Hewlett still kind of there as well. Matty Gamble still has Brooker behind him, which is good for Gamble in terms of holding third place off. We're having that buffer there as well. So really the pit stops is going to be the biggest player yet. It's going to be very interesting to see. So Cameron Hunt pitted on lap 6 and then lap 29. Dominic East, lap 6, lap 8 for Piccione. Oh no, that's 6 laps in the current instance, so lap 29 was the last one. But you can see the S2 beside Cameron Hunt's name. Stop 2 then, 4 laps. It's 3 laps to go for Dariusz Szmelski. Dominic East is in the pits for the last time. Must feel like an eternity. And away he goes. So Hansel has got by him, but then again, that's Dominic done to the end now. It's Glenn by himself at the minute. Vining though is getting that bit closer. Brooker's out of the way now, so Vining is getting closer to Matty Gamble, but it's the same thing again. Does Matty pit now? No. Does Vining pit now? No. Was that a drive-through for Geese? Maybe it was and I just missed it there. Sorry for Dominic Geese. Let me see last time. Yeah, it was a drive-through. So we lost 20 seconds there. That's what a drive-through costs around Valencia, 26 seconds. So that's definitely going to hurt Geese. So looking up further ahead, guys, Piccione's in the past Castellano because Castellano is pitting and Castellano is just out there. Castellano stopped for 6 seconds, so that was his splash and dash done. Probably longer than normal for the splash and dash. Takes the pit beautifully out, which is what we like to see. Castellano's gone to the end, so that's going to be interesting to see Does Bhutan pit this lap? Or does he wait? If I was Bhutan, I probably would pit this lap just to cover off that and at least have the power of defending for the last half an hour if needs be and try and hold on to that position. Or is he just comfortable in his pace as he does this? Will he pit or will he not? He doesn't, and Glenn Smith doesn't either, but Glenn's using an awful lot of that track. He's trying to carry as much speed as he can do down that straight there. Matty Gamble with Foyning right behind him as well, so that's going to start becoming juicy yet again. Matty hasn't cracked yet, and Foyning hasn't found any kink in that armour. There's Laurie, oh, hunting Laurie there. Hunt needs to get by. Castellano, Savagalia, Salvatore, David, how are you doing? Castellano has pitted, he's in P11. And he will... Oh my god, Simcock, Jesus Christ, what was that? He got a bump. He got a helping hand. That re-entry though was absolutely silly. So Hunt gets by Laurie there as well. Hunt up into P5, Bhutan P4. Does Bhutan pit this lap? No, he doesn't. Boyning obviously doesn't either, does Gamble, and Thomas out front doesn't either. Dominic East though is starting to get Anderson in his mirrors, but obviously he wanted to get by Anderson and just keep going clearly. Tom Solis right behind that there as well. Darius right there, as you can hear the roar of that Ferrari. Absolutely beautiful sounding machine that. It's a shame the new car doesn't sound that good. And let's go on board, let's hear the pops and bangs. On with Darius here now. You gotta love that noise. Beautiful work by Darius. And just to compare, I think, just to hear it with Hunt's. Like the Ferrari still is nice there, but that 488 though, that's just different gravy, isn't it? The roar of that V8. It's a thing of beauty, that is. Tom needs to go, he definitely does. Hi Tony Fresenza, I can never get your name right. How are you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Does Tom go for it this lap? If he's running a team chat with him, you could tell him to go for it. I think that might be the best thing to do. So Tom should try and go for it this lap if he's going to try it at all. Now is the time to do it. As Giuseppe Castellano, let's have a look at that again now in a second. So Giuseppe Castellano sets up the move here on the replay. Goes up the inside of Robson. That's a beautiful move there from Giuseppe. And that was absolutely phenomenally executed. And great racing though from Robson as well, to be able to give that space. Of course Robson may not have had the best of space with Simsic, but great stuff there with Castellano. I think he's probably a bit more aware, as that is Blues in his last pit stop with Simsic in the pits there now. And Castellano is now through. Piccioni next up the road then as well. Then we have two Phoenixes who are fighting with each other. Then Hunt, who I think is going to win. Then Bhutan, who's right there. Voining also. Matty Gamble has not cracked at all. And Anderson and Blues. Anderson gets out just ahead of Blues after Blues pits there. So you've got Conway from Mr. Batek then is ahead of him. Then Smees ahead of Batek. Then there's Blues. Then there's Anderson. You see Solis in the background there. Then Luca Murray. Then you have M. Lowry, who's in P25. Simons Kowaleski is in P24. Simsik is literally in the pits now. So you've Wilson, Flurry, then Glenn Smith getting by now. So Flurry's in the pits. Broker just ahead of them. Then you've got Cops, Craig Hewlett, Peltham, Brit Batiste, Darius Shimalski, Tom Solis then in P13, P12 then for Mr. Dominic Geese. Then you've got Hansel in P11, Lewis Robson then ahead in P10. So Robson is starting to go a bit backwards there with that one, to be fair about it there. Then you've got Castellano P9, Piccioni in P8 there as well. Piccioni kind of in his own world at the minute, but then again, let's see what happens after all the pits, as obviously things can change. But I'm going to jump back on here now with the battle here with Hansel and Robson. It is getting quite interesting to say the least. And it's a super close battle there now at the minute. Let's have a look at from on board with Hansel. Looking for his way by. Nice and clear air, but what do you do there? You just have to sit and be patient. There's not much you can do. Oh, Cops and Hewlett. Cops after getting the move done on Hewlett. Let's have a look at that. So let's go on board with Hewlett here. Oh, he's broke and just lost out there. And that's how that cookie crumbles for him. Okay, into the pits then, one of the Phoenixes. I think that's a good move to split them up for now. Get the splash and dash done and get back out there. Still waiting to see what Bhutan does here. Hunt is still a little bit behind. Hunt is about a corner and a bit off him, so probably the guts of about 5 seconds, it looks like. As Laura comes back out on P11, but that's him done. No more pits up until the end of this race then as well. So yeah, it's looking quite handy. Still the fastest lap being a 1:31.065 from C Hunt. Michael Thomas still doing some good laps as well, but Hunt is consistently in those 31s, although Thomas is back into them there answering it. Okay, and that's Craig Hewlett in the pits now as well. So Craig Hewlett is in the pits. Matty Gamble's going around again. You got to think the last of these guys will want to be getting their splash and dash done soon. There's only 20 minutes left in this race. So guys, everyone who's watching, let me know who you'd like to see a full on board lap with, where I will not speak. We'll just get on board, listen to the engine sound, full on board lap. I'll give you 2 minutes to get in the names of who you'd like to see it. You can put votes in whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. All answers will be looked at, and the person with the most names will get their drive reviewed. So whoever gets the most names in, if you want to see Matty Gamble on board or Dominic East or any of the guys, now's the time to state it. I'm sure Tom Solis might get a few votes as well. Dominic doing a good job. Now I'm just wondering, will Matty go this lap? Or is he just going to wait to the end? Tom's lap when Geese pits. So there's one vote for Tom already. Gamble does jump into pits. I think this is a smart move. Tom went for the undercut. Absolutely fine. So the minute I see Geese in the pits, I'll jump on with Tom. So that's 2 names for Tom. So Matty Gamble is always good with these. That's Hunt, I think, on by Gamble now. Boom. Perfect. 5 second stop for Matty Gamble. Mr. Vining is going to have an answer for that one there now. Phoenix is in the Phoenix is in the pits. Where's Dominic East is there? So we'll keep an eye on Dominic East for you guys as well. So Tom Solis is now sitting in P19. Keys is staying out. Well, we're Vining now. Bhutan is right there with Vining as well. Not too far off. Brooker's after getting a drive through there as well. Thanks very much for that one, Trevel. I'm just not keeping an eye on that at the minute. I'm so focused on seeing these battles unfold now. So Vining should go in this lap if he's going to try and cut off Matty Gamble at all. He doesn't, he stays out. So Matty Gamble, luckily for Matty though, where Matty's actually come out, there is a gap ahead of him. So he does have a little bit of a gap to keep him free air. So in a way, Matty's been blessed with where he's after coming out as well. Dominic East is still yet to pit as well, but keep an eye on Dominic. For the guys of LFI, we will jump on down with Tom Solisford on board. So Dominic East, where is he now? He is coming around. Matty Gamble P5, Bhutan P3. Bhutan's having a great race as well. Of course, Michael Thomas there would like life a bit easier. Dominic stays out, so he won't be getting it this lap, guys. Batista in P14. Good recovery drive for him so far. Glenn Smith in P20. Solis has got by Glenn Smith. Solis has our own supercharged motorsport driver ahead in Craig Hewlett. So what can Craig do? Dominic East, where is he? He's still going halfway around. Matty Gamble, where is Vining? Actually, Vining's coming around the last corner. Is Vining on a pit? No, he's not. He's still going to keep going. Bhutan still having a good one. Darius Shmelski kind of by himself in no man's land in terms of battling. Dominic East is still there with Lorik. I think that's why Dominic isn't pitting just yet. I think he's trying to force an error on Lorik. I would assume so. Maybe in the hope then that Solis might come out the worst of that. Now, so jumping back on here now, Vining not going in. Will Dominic East come in this lap? We'll keep an eye on that for the LFI guys as well. Tom's on here like a tramp. Right, we'll jump back on with Tom. So, in fairness, I wouldn't mind if Craig went by. No, just jumping in and out of that. Alpha, that my thumbs on here like a tramp on through. I love it. So Hewlett though is not letting Tom go by though. Hewlett's going to fight it, and look, he has his right to do so as well. Be interesting to see, can he hold Tom off, and will this affect Tom in his battle against Dominic East, because Dominic East of course is sitting there with Laurie as well, not being able to go anywhere. So guys, we are down into the last 13.5 minutes of this race here. Dominic East is still yet to pit. Vining is still yet to pit. Bouton Thomas still yet to pit. So will Hunt win the race? Oh, we've a bit of a moment there. Craig Hewlett. Let's Solace Boy. Let's see that again on stream. Oh, okay. Maybe not a let up. Might have been a bit of an impact. But it is what it is now, and the guys are back going. Not a major time lost, I'm sure. They will have their chats afterwards, or if there's a ticket, but obviously it is what it is. Not too happy there, given the flashers with that. Hunt has got by Bhutan. Bhutan finally, kind of, I suppose, has to give in curves of time. Giuseppe 4's MR4. Giuseppe, in fairness, MR4 have been well represented here today, to be fair about it. I think you have Piccioni there is in P6. Castellano is in P7. And I think you have another one in the top 10, or maybe slightly out of the top 10 now. You did have another one there somewhere. So, Hunt, Bhutan, does he pit this time? No. Solis stays out, Dominic E stays out. Craig Hewlett gets by Mr. Glenn. What's happened with there? Side by side, Craig though on the inside, Glenn on the outside. Craig gets the move done, but Smith is right there, and now this is about to go back to the main race now after the replay. Boom. So Glenn trying to show the nose of the inside. Hewlett having none of it. And Glenn, Hewlett and Simic back at it again for another lap with Wilson in the pits. Laurie's after getting by. Keeping an eye up front. Interestingly enough, now Dominic Geese is after getting by Lorig. This should be the time Geese does jump in now, maybe after putting him off. He doesn't, he stays out. Very interesting there. Simic gets by Glenn Smith as well. What's happened there? Simic goes up the inside of Glenn Smith. Glenn gets a little bit squarely. But has to let off a bit as well, so interesting that. Good man, Gary. How are you getting on? Good to have you in, mate. Hope all is well with you, bro. Obviously, I just seen what I seen in that other Discord, and I just wanted to ask the guys to give the guys time, because there's nothing worse when you're organising a league and then you have people putting pressure on them, and I don't like seeing it, so that's why I said what I said to them, to try and calm them down and let the team over there do their thing in a Formula League that's close to my heart. So Hewlett here holding off Simsick for now. Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig. So it's a bit of a drag race. Simsick is now on the toe with Glenn Smith right there. Glenn has a lovely drive here. This will be massively interesting. So this is Valencia. Oh, nice one there, Craig. You've run too wide though, Craig. Oh, Simsick has the inside line, and Glenn now has the inside line also. Oh, Glenn's after hitting Simsick. Glenn got his braking wrong, unfortunately, there. Vining, though, will he jump in the pits? So, just to give you a heads up on this one, Gary, we're a 90-minute race this evening. 10 minutes left. 2 mandatory pit stops. Fuel only. They change tyres if they want. And there's no time limit on the fuel either. So it's not over yet. I'm expecting Hunt to be the winner after the other pit stops, but there's us racing everywhere. It's so hard to know where everyone's going to be by the end of the race. We won't know till the last few minutes, being realistic. And it's been action all the way through as Hewlett and Smith back at it again. SimGrid down a little bit down the road now after that one. But Craig Hewlett doing what he can. Darius Schmelski in the older 488. Doing an amazing job. And don't forget, we are running an LFM BOP on this, so it means the older cars will be lightened up and made competitive. So it's good to see all the other cars coming in and racing this evening as well with the LFM BOP. So I'm keeping an eye as Bhutan is in the pits. Bhutan's had an epic race, guys, by the way. Absolutely epic race. I'm loving to see what he will do and where he'll come out now. I'd still like to see him in the top 7, top 8. There we have Castellano. I'm sure in the M4 guys will be loving this. I'm sure this is Bhutan is only going to be a, literally 5 second stop, splash and dash for his last pit stop. He's out in P7, although P8 and P9, P10 are all there as well. And Bhutan gets out ahead, does he? He might have Mari there, but what a job there from Bhutan. Holds on to P7 at the minute. Obviously, he's going to be fighting tooth and nail now. The good thing is he has Mari in between as well, so Robson is a little bit back as well, and his Hansel. As Hansel's just got by Mari as I say that, so that'll be interesting. Dominic Geese still in P12, so Dominic Geese hasn't pitted yet, I don't think. No, he hasn't pitted since I seen him last. Tom Solis, though, is ahead of Glenn Smith by quite a way now after the guys had that bit of a moment earlier on. So it's a breakdown. We've lost 2 drivers, but in 31st we have Conway. Then we've got Batek in 30th, Wilson in P29, Tim Smee in P28, Anderson in P27, Blues in P26, Flory in P25, Mari in P24, Laurie in P23, Kowaleski in P22, Brooker rounds out the top into the 20s now. So then SimGrid is P20, Craig Hewlett is in P20 or P19. Glenn Smith is in P18, Tom Solis P17, Cops P16, Feldham P15, Britt Batiste back up into P14, Piccioni's in the pits, Darius Schmelski is in P13, Dominic East in P12. Is he going to jump in the pits this time round? No, he doesn't. Then you've got Fever from the Phoenix League in P11, Lorig in P10, Piccioni in P9 but in the pits, Lewis Robson in P8, Hansel P7, Bhutan P6, Castellano in P5, Matty Campbell in P4. Voiding has just come out in front of him after his pit in P3, which was phenomenal. So he's got the job done through staying out that bit longer. Then Hunt is in P2 and Thomas is yet to pit in P1. Wow. And we still have 6 minutes of racing left. Plus a lap if it is that goes after that. And still lots of racing to be had. Britt Batiste is in the pits there now, so you might see a few more changes. So Britt Batiste here will be splashing and dashing. How long did he stop for? 5 seconds he stopped for. So that was a nice splash and dash from him there as well. Tom Solis now up into P16, which would be great for the Team LFI guys in here and his teammates watching, and league proteges, I suppose, watching as well. Very, very good. Jay Brooker is just literally after getting a move done there on SimGrid. Let's have a replay and watch that. And we go onto the camera and for the helicopter for this one. So Brooker we know is quite fast, much later on the brakes. Sees the inside line open, takes it, and sure, once you have the inside line you can dictate that corner. You can keep him wide for the entry for yourself for the next one, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, absolutely beautiful. Although SimGrid after getting back by after that amazing replay. Go, go, go Tom, go LFI, what he said. I love it lads, keep it up. So Thomas is still yet to pit. And this is the thing now with Thomas. He's kind of damned if he doesn't. I think he knows P2 may be the outcome for him now. But we'll see. So P2 is only coming down the main straight now. But in terms of time though, you're probably looking there at that gap being about 26 or so seconds. That's what it is for a drive-through. And you add saying about nearly another 10 seconds by the time you slow the car, stop it in the pit, get the fuel in and back out onto the pit limiter again. You're probably talking about 33 seconds. So I think he's going to feed out into P2 quite nicely. As Vining is now in the pits. Oh, so Vining must have had has a drive-through. He done a drive-through, sorry, that's what he did have. And now he's doing his fuel stop. So Matty Gamble gets P3 quite nicely there. I didn't realise that Vining actually had his drive-through. I do apologise. I should be watching that. Lewis Robson now in the pits as well. That is legitly for a pit though. And I'm assuming now Thomas will either be in this lap or next lap. Most likely this lap to get it done with. Nope. I am wrong. Sure, when am I ever right? So Matty Gamble can breathe a sigh of relief now. There's at least a podium on play for him. He's quite a bit away then from Castellano, who's up into P4. Bouton back up into P5 now after his pit stop as well. There's been some phenomenal races. In terms of pits though, from grid positions, it's hard to read. I think Bouton done quite well. There's been a few have done. Solis has done great to come back up into it as well. Beltham's in the pits. For my own driver today, it's going to be hard to pick one there because so many people have done some great racing. Luckily enough, there's not been a massive amount of incidents. Obviously, there's been one or two of happens in close racing, but all in all, it's not been too bad. I'm assuming this lap will have to do with Dominic Geese, surely the same. Geese up into P9 now. And Geese, as I say, that's just after getting the drive-through as well. Poor Dom. I do love Dom, he's a great lad. But that's part of Valencia as well. Track limit heaven, especially turn 1 and even turn 3 and 4 as well. You can easily get it wrong and get a track limit by pushing too fast. But just one more time I just want to show you there, guys, the difference in the lap times there. And the Cam is still the faster man there at the minute. But look, it's even enough throughout it. You know, you're talking worst case scenario 2.5 seconds off from the lower split. So unbelievable stuff there from them. As Dominic Geese in the pits, I'm assuming Hunt. I don't think Hunt has pit twice. Maybe he has and I've just gone mad. Tom's lap, please. No bother, we'll jump on now with Tom Solis. I did state we will give an on lap, and here we go, a full lap with Mr. Solis. As we're coming down into the last bit of this race now. Although I probably will have to jump on to the leaders, as this is the last lap of the race. So while I'm on with Tom now, I will have to jump back onto the leader. The race is after flying by. I blame Dom. I think we all do. But we're on now with Michael Thomas here now. Maybe I did get it wrong in terms of pits, but Michael Thomas here is coming around the corner for the last time, and into the pits he goes on the last lap. Has he pulled it off? Just did his second pit, we'll have to do it. Ah, yes. So Thomas has took the win in the pits by the looks of it. If that stands, that'll be unbelievable. Cam Hunt then goes into P2. Matthew Gamble will come around for P3. Castellano will be coming around for P4. So you start 30-second penalty for driving that. Okay. Then you got Bouton in P5. Hansel in P6, Aragon P7, Beaver in P8, Vining in P9, then after that Piccioni in P10, Schmelski in P11, Robson P12, Cops 13th, Geese down to 14th, Solis stays in 15th, Matisse 16th, Broker 17th, Hewlett 18th, Glenn 19th, Kowalski 20th, Feltown 21st, Flurry 22nd, Mari 23rd, and on from there, guys. Wow. Nah, I enjoy not having the pit window because it brings up every kind of instance. Well, the reason why the pit window is kind of not there as much is more if someone's murdered on the first lap, or at least if they have to serve a penalty in the first lap or in the first few minutes, it doesn't ruin the rest of the race and they still have a chance of coming back into it. That's really the reason behind it. I want it to be nice for all the guys there as well. But yeah, return back to the garage there. That was absolutely brilliant. Driving from all the guys, great racing. I wanted to see, actually, can I get anyone in the chats? That would be a bit of crack, wouldn't it? Grand job. Let me have a look here now. Who is in? I'm just gonna jump in. Hi guys. I jumped in with the stream. I just want to congratulate you all on a great race. Just want to go through your race, lads, all these individually.
Go ahead.
No. Do you want to tell me about your race, Brick? I want to go through everyone's race that's in here.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Started P20, got taken out lap 1, then ended up being P26 after everything was over, and then got taken out again, ended up being second to last, as well as 6, 7, 8 seconds behind everybody. And then due to a couple overtakes, a good strategy, P16.
You've definitely earned that P16, so it sounds like. But no, Brit, in fairness, you know, I think it goes to show you've got good tenacity in you as well. When you've had kind of a bad start with getting the shunt and that as well, you stuck with it and you worked hard and you got back up into a good position because look, all points matter in the championship. So yeah, very well done with that one, mate.
Why am I pro-am? That's my next thing.
I was going to put you in am next because you can't turn right.
I deserve pro and you know it, bitch.
We'll see. No, but honestly, very well done. Great to see you back in the grid. Dominic, I'm going to jump onto you really quick then as well. That was very unlucky for you in the last kind of 5 minutes of that race. It kind of unfolded for you.
No comment.
Fair. No, well, look, very unlucky because you're having a good race though, but yeah. But still, P14 overall wasn't too bad.
P21.
Oh, went down to P21. Sorry. I do apologise. Okay. I won't ask you any more questions though, Dominic.
Thank you.
No problem. Morris, on to you next. Honestly, that was a phenomenal drive from you with the P5, mate. Super impressive all race long. How was it for you?
Well, this was actually my best race ever on Valencia. I was really scared for this track because every time I raced on this track, I always got in accidents, especially in the first lap. But I was very cautious. I started P8. The grid was very close again. I think the first 15 were within a second or something.
Yeah.
So I knew everybody was just on the same pace. I just took it a bit careful. Didn't want to. It's a 90-minute race, so I lost I think 1 or 2 places. But I just go with the flow. Didn't try to overtake. I waited a bit out so that the train got a bit stretched, so to say. And at one point I was behind a Ferrari. At one point he made a mistake. I gained a spot, and I just took it relaxed. My strategy was 45 minutes, then do a tire swap and tank, and then splash and dash around the end. It worked out great, especially when I saw people getting the drive-thrus and some people hit each other. And then I gained, I didn't know exactly where I gained the spots, but I ended up P5. So I'm very happy with that.
Cole,
very well done.
Cole, I won, Cole.
Aaron, I'll be into you now in a minute. Go back to your chat. I'll be into you now in 2 minutes. Get in there. Cameron, I want to jump on to you really quick, mate. You had just ridiculous pace out there. You're consistently in the 31s as well. What made you pitch so early on in the race?
Well, I knew Michael was like, he's as quick as he is, so I just knew I had to do something different to try and get the pressure off me, because he would have been pushing me all the way and I probably would have killed my tyres. So I just thought, pit lap 1, get mandatory pit stop out the way and just try and be consistent, get through the traffic and try and catch back up to him. It would have been really close at the end if he didn't get the penalty, but he did have an incident in the pits with a lap car and he lost about 10 seconds, I think.
Oh, wow.
But I've got the biggest smile on my face right now. That was the most fun I've ever had.
Mate, it was so impressive from you. And like, you were consistently staying in the 31s as well. It was ridiculous. I was calling you to win the race, just unfortunately. I think he done the smart thing with the pit strategy and was able to pit on the last lap. That's what it was. I think that won it.
Yeah, honestly, that was so much fun.
Yeah, no, honestly, very well done. That was really, really impressive. Looking forward to see what you do now in the next few races as well. And I see Jay Brooker's after coming in there as well, so just going to jump on to Jay really quick, because I'll jump into the Silver Ram then as well for a quick update there. Jay, that was kind of a mixed bag for you there, but how do you feel after it?
Disappointed in my own driving, to be honest. I lost focus, I think, straight away after the incident. I think it was lap 1, turn 5. I don't know what it was. I just got swamped by everybody in the first 2 or 3 turns, and then coming into that right-hander, I had a car on me inside, I had a car on me outside. The car felt really wishy-washy, so I couldn't just stomp on the brakes to back out of it, and I just, I just clipped the Ferrari there on the outside, so apologies to that guy. I actually just jumped in the server to see if you're able to self-report, or if I just have to wait for the other guy that
No.
report me, sort of thing.
If I was you, I'd wait for someone to report you, because if they don't report you, it is what it is. That's why we have the ticketing system like this. We did used to run it that I had software running, but I was looking at every incident, but I'd be going through 100 incidents to find 3 actual incidents, because it's the way the software pulls up everything. So I stopped that from this season. Look, if you want to self-report yourself, by all means, I'll put it into the shoot, and you just open up your ticket and do it if you want to do so, or you can wait for somebody to report it in. That's entirely up to yourself.
Yeah, I'll probably self-report myself, buddy, because like I say, it was one of those. It was a little bit of a racing incident, but I do take blame, because if I'd have just backed out of it before getting into the actual turn, with it being lap 1, but many other mistakes. A big crash, a big spin at the fast right. Took too much of the curb, but yeah, it's all good fun, and thank you again, and I'll catch you guys next week.
Looking forward to seeing you next week. And you're one of these drivers that I know you're going to frustrate me all season long, because I know you should be fast enough to be up there for fighting for podiums and that, and I hope now that that's your bad luck over and you can come back into it. But I know that fast right as well, it murders many people, so I won't feel too bad this evening, because Valencia is very tough though, in fairness.
Yeah, it's not really a track that I've spent a lot of time on, so I'm looking forward to going into the next few weeks and seeing where things can hopefully improve. So, but yeah, thank you very much, guys, and catch you in the coming weeks.
Fair play, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.
Saying that about Valencia, I think I had no car contact at all the whole race.
Oh, wow.
And everybody around me was driving so clean and very good. I was really impressed today.
Yeah.
I wish I was in your shoes, because I could have had a better position than P15. If I was in
races.
your shoes, I'd be up there in the top 10 somewhere.
Well, lads, I'm going to jump over to Silver Ram just to get a quick update on them, because I didn't have commentary this evening. So well done to these lads. I'm just going to jump across there now.
Yep, see you.
Well done, lads. Well, lads, you're live on my stream. I just wanted to come in for an update, but I'm not going to start off with somebody who came in like an excited little child. I'm going to start with everybody else. Fuck you. I'm going to start off with the sheriff of the Silver Ram, Mr. Aaron. How was your race? And do you want to talk me through? Yes.
Okay.
My name is Aaron.
Oh. Sorry,
you're the sheriff.
Aaron. That could have been.
But you're the sheriff, though. Who else is the sheriff?
Yeah.
Go on. How was your race, mate?
So what happened was During quali, I thought, oh, I'll get a screenshot, and then I accidentally closed out of ACC, which locked me out.
God.
And I started dead last, and
Wow.
then that first turn incident happened, and I gained like 12 places. And then, the rest of the race was not terrible.
Very good. That's what I like to hear. And where did you finish? What position?
5th.
Wow. Well, that's good.
I don't know.
That's good, man. What the fuck happened to you? I thought you need to
He's
go.
overexcited.
I'm going to have to put him into pro now, I think. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go in order. Mark, great to see you in here as well. How was your race?
Thank you. Not too bad. The first corner was a bit exciting, and the hairpin afterwards, and then a few hairy moments when the tyres were going off, trying to get past them, which is a bit difficult. But other than that, no, I was quite surprised to finish where I did.
And where did you finish, just to be sure?
Second.
Beat, did you get dizzy, did you?
No. I haven't raced this in other leagues, but no. Don't worry.
Fair play to you. And Perez, I'm assuming you don't want to talk to you not with your mic being off. I probably would have said something that might have offended anyway, because I would have said something. But anyway, we move on to DC, a person that I know very well. How did you get on? And let us know about your race, DC.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. A couple of hairy moments when my tyres went off before I pitted 4 tyres.
Wow.
I managed to get 8 places in the first lap because of the dink that a couple of people had, and then it was just more. It's managing back markers for me at the moment. It's managing the blue flag for me at the moment. How do I let the guys get past me, knowing that they're racing, but also not lose time to the guys behind me? But yeah, it was pretty straightforward. A few hairy moments on that fast right-hander before you come to the back straight, before you get onto the main straight. But apart from that, it was good fun. I hate the track though. Please don't put it on next season's calendar.
Valencia is amazing, mate. It is amazing. I love it. I personally love it. I was so jealous.
As a sponsor, officially, I can suggest it next season.
I know, that's the great thing. Aaron can punish you just for that. I forgot about that as well. So Aaron, if you want to send me, actually, because I want to put them into a folder so I know when I'm building up the calendar. So you have about 6 more races to tell me, Aaron.
All right, thanks.
Well, ideally 4 though, because I like having stuff done a bit early. I'm a weirdo. I'm going to jump on though to Dara next. Other than being Irish, and for me, you're the winner for that alone. How was your race?
It was very good, yeah. I started at 26. Qualifying was shocking. Very little practice. And finished 8th. So I'll take that all day.
Were you drinking tea throughout it as well?
Day. No, geez, I'm dying for a cup now. And a cigarette.
Swigging on the fag. Yeah. No, well done, man. It's good to see you, and at least you're representing.
Yeah, I'm delighted with it.
Like, you're driving a car that's the reason why the bop is here. It's good to see the likes of the Boatley and the older cars being used as well. So fair play to you, because driving on the right hand side as well, the proper side, a lot of these boys are afraid of that.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what's wrong with them. I went into a left-hand drive car today and I crashed it more times than I did this fucking car.
All the fans reckon you should own it, telling you.
Yeah.
And I see Florian's in. I'm going to avoid a certain lad until I have to, because it's going to be ridiculous to gloat. So, Mr. Florian, how was your race? That's really, really good. And what do you reckon for next week? Nice one. Yeah, no, I reckon that'll be a good one as well. Right, go on. I might as well do it. Aaron, how was your race?
Very nice, thank you.
Please tell me about it.
So P10 quality. I'm so bad at quality.
Oh, nice.
My race pace is identical to quality pace, so I can't qualify high.
Right.
And then, I think it was Liam Smith just was sideways through turn 1, so I just went on the outside, avoided it. That would put me up to P6, and then just slowly picked off each person up to P1, and won it. Oh, very happy.
Very well done. Well, look, I'm delighted for you, mate. It's about time you got a bit of luck. So pro for you next week, because
keep it here.
Did you not hear in the briefing that I'll be adjusting people who were too fast for certain splits? You goose.
If I qualified P10, you shouldn't be moving me out. Just saying.
Well, it's all about the race win. Come here.
Nah.
I know you're not a TT warrior, so Myself and Chico will be assessing these movements, and we'll go from there. Depends how your stewarding goes over the next day or two.
And zero contact. The whole race.
Well done. I know, but lads, honestly, I'm sorry that you didn't get comments this week, but from next week we do actually have someone that's going to stay going to the end, and hopefully we'll keep continuing with him as well, moving on as well. Because obviously Ricky does be quite busy doing his esports comms as well, so hopefully from next week Aces is in, and I'll make sure that he's doing coverage as well. So I'm just going to say well done to you all, and I'm going to start up your practice server for next week now in a few minutes as well, so at least you can start practicing straight away. And Aaron, if you want to like pretend that you're not practicing and pretend that you're not fast enough for Pro-Am, let me know.
Yeah, I'll be posting 5 second off the pace lap times in chat just to reinforce my point.
No, post them in chat all you want. I'll be able to see you, bollocks. Right, go on. I'm going to end my own stream here, lads. So honestly, well done, and chat to you all soon.
Cheers, Colin.
Take it easy, boys.
Bye bye.
So yeah, guys, that is it. I'll be back live then on Sunday for our 2.4 solo race. We are in the Hungaroring as well, so that's going to be quite an interesting one. But thanks for all the comments and for watching the stream throughout, guys, and for watching the amazing racing here this evening. And yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, going live for about probably 5 to 7.